You ever get that feeling like you're missing something? Something really important? Well, we're going to dive into this amazing teaching that basically says wisdom isn't something you go out and find. It's already here, all around us. The trick is just learning how to tune in. So our whole journey kicks off with this really beautiful ancient verse. It sounds like a song, full of gratitude. But just like any great song, the real magic, the real power, is figuring out what it's actually about. And yeah, that's the big question for us, right? What is this song really trying to say? What's the secret message here about wisdom? And more importantly, how does it have anything to do with us today? Let's get into it. Okay, so to really get this song, first we gotta meet the singer. Because this isn't just some abstract idea from a dusty old book. Nope, this is super personal, coming from someone who was right there. And this is him, Ānanda. He was actually the Buddha's cousin and one of his top disciples. The guy was famous for having this perfect, almost photographic memory of everything the Buddha taught. So yeah, when he says something, you'll listen. It's a big deal. So what made Ānanda come out with this incredible verse? It wasn't just some random burst of inspiration. It was a direct reaction to something huge, something life-changing that had just happened to him. I mean, seriously, just try to imagine this. Ānanda, who has spent his entire life learning and serving, is told by the Buddha, face to face, that one day he will also become a Buddha. He'll reach full enlightenment. Wow. That personal promise, that assurance, that was the spark. That's what lit the fire and led to this whole realization. And this is where we get to the absolute heart of it. Ānanda's song, it isn't just about looking back at the past. It's a totally radical statement about right now, the present moment. He realizes that the Buddha's promise wasn't just for him. It unlocked this timeless truth. The wisdom of all the Buddhas, it's not gone. It's not lost in some history book. It's right here, right now, and we can all access it. Okay, so this is where things get really interesting, because the story takes this sharp turn from way back then and points it right at us. It brings up a super practical question we've all got to ask ourselves. And here's the big challenge, isn't it? If all this wisdom is like a radio station that's broadcasting 24/7, then why aren't we all listening? Why can't we hear the music? Well, what the text suggests is that the static, all that noise, it's not coming from out there. It's coming from inside us. So where does all that static come from? Well, the text points to two main culprits. See, we all have this incredible capacity built right in. For wisdom, for compassion, the whole shebang. But we get blinded by two big things. First, we get attached to our own suffering. The stories we tell ourselves. I can't change, this is just who I am. And second, we have this deep, nagging doubt about our own potential. We get so wrapped up in our pain and our limits that we literally can't see what's right in front of us. So if doubt and attachment are the locks on the door, what's the key? Well, the answer takes us right back to where we started, back to Ānanda's story. And it gives us a really powerful way to move forward. The key is assurance. Simple as that. It's about taking to heart, really taking to heart, that we have the ability to wake up, just like Ānanda was told he did. And look, this isn't about being arrogant or thinking you're all that. It's just recognizing this fundamental potential that's in every single one of us. The moment you start to accept that, that's when everything begins to shift. And that acceptance kicks off this amazing chain reaction. It's like dominoes. First, you embrace that assurance. You let it sink in. And as you do, those delusions, all that doubt, all that attachment to your old stories, they start to just fade away. They lose their grip. And once that happens, you can finally start to see the teaching. And not just in some old scripture, but everywhere, in everything. Which brings us to the final and honestly most beautiful part of this whole idea. Because when those inner obstacles finally get cleared away, your entire view of the world just transforms. The teachings, it turns out, aren't hidden in some secret book or locked away in a monastery on a mountaintop. They're woven into the very fabric of life itself. The moment we get our own delusions out of the way, the entire universe starts talking to us. It becomes the teacher. So that leaves us with one last question to chew on. If this ancient wisdom really is being broadcast all the time, And if the only thing stopping you from hearing it is your own inner static, then what teachings are out there for you right now in your own life, just waiting for you to finally tune in?